yous all going? This is Ian from Australia, aka Ianapolis, your acrylic guru. Now today I want to show you how to paint a beautiful colourful macaw, alright? So we'll get him on the easel there like that, okay? And then we'll just go through the paints. Okay, I used crimson red, phthalo blue, titanium white. I used a mid-tone grey, black, red gold, mid-yellow and a burnt sienna. And we also, I don't know if you could see it there, we had some clear medium retarder. Now if you don't have red gold, it's just an orange colour. You can mix up an orange from yellow and your reds. Okay, I've put the outline on my canvas, and the canvas is a size canvas board, alright? Now I want to start with the face. Yeah, I'm using my small palette today, so I've got this titanium white there. Okay, I've worked out what I want to do first, second and third parts of this painting. So I want to get the background colour for his face in there. I'll leave his eye alone, and I'll get this titanium white and block in his area here for his face. And I've got it watered down just a little bit, just so I can see my lines through it, because I want to blend some of his features in there, alright? So I'll go over the line a little bit, doesn't matter. Block it in like so. Any you beginners out there, block it in like that, and then get your brush and brush those strokes out of it, just so it's a lot neater job to work with. Okay? I've changed brush. I'm using my mid-toned grey, and I want to get those lines in his face. Now I haven't dried that paint there, right? So I'm looking at my reference there, and I want around the eye something that I can blend just like so. And to be honest, I wouldn't know exactly what would be the perfect brush for all this stuff. So I'm just going through trial and error what brushes work for me. If you have a desired brush that you know you want to use, go for it. Now we got some distinct lines all about his face here, and they're sort of kind of blended. Once these blended lines are done and it's dry, you can really sharpen them up with some more detailed distinctive lines. So we're virtually putting the shape of all the colours in his face area. Okay? And we got a nice long bit coming down here, all the way there. See, I'd rather put this lighter or the mid-tone grey in there. That way if anything needs darken up, I'll crisp it up later. Because like I said before in other videos, the greys will darken up. Now I'm getting my darker tone grey and just getting over these greys here some of the more distinctive lines, okay? Just to give these tones some dimension. These lines I'm putting on now, I'll come in with a bit of black and just give them a bit more depth, just little bits here and there with black. That first light grey, I've softly blended it through into that white a little bit. Now I'm getting the black. I've just gave that a bit of a dry, and these dark grey values, I'm just putting the bits of black in there to sharpen those areas up. Looking at my reference, working out where the black colour should go. And it's just a matter of using your reference picture and copying it onto your canvas here. It's pretty easy. With the eye, I like to do the eye in layers, so we'll get a bit of dark here. Dark grey, of course. it's merging into that white towards the edge of where his eyeliner is. Mid-tone and put over that just to break in there. Just so things have different tones to them, different shades and values in their colour. The black iris, and then we'll give this thing some highlighting, and that's the eye done. So we'll black out his middle bit. See how that's wet paint and it's sort of mixing with this black? Then we will grab this same brush and get our black liner on to sink the eye back into the head. A bit of a reflective spot in his eye, just with a bit of titanium white there. Alright, I've done his face. That's the first procedure. Now the next one I want to do his beak. So these are the layers I'm working out when I've looked at the picture, how I want to go about doing the first, second, third and so on layers, okay, before I actually finish it. Instead of just doing a bit here, a bit there, and it's all coming together like this, you want it to come together in layers so things look more sharper and just a lot more, you know what I mean? So I'm going to have a bit of a break and have a coffee or something, and we'll get to the beak next, okay? Got my black and light and dark tone grey with some smoked pearl as well. So what I want to do is start with the smoked pearl, looking at the reference picture, and his beak starts around here. And this is going to blend and then get those brush strokes out of it, okay? And is there any at the bottom? Not really, probably a little bit of messy stuff there. Now we're going to get the grey, the darker tone grey, using the same brush, and we'll start blocking in his beak with the darker tone grey, alright? Because this is going to start having black in it, this beak, but instead of it being stark black, I want the colours to merge softly and together beautifully. I want to wipe my brush, or even grab another one, a little filbert one, and I want to just blend those colours, merge them together like so, just so there's a nice soft transition there. Now the bottom one, dancing this grey onto it for a reason, and I'll show you why. Is because I don't just want a black stark beak, I want it to be soft. The background's going to be black in this one. Pick up the black and then work out where I want the black, mainly down here going by the reference picture. Sort of scoot it on there a bit, just like so. I'm dancing it up and down, and I want to merge that, so I'm getting my little filbert brush and merging that into the grey, just so as it's not a full-on black beak. And then we'll go to the top one as well. Get him in there. Smash it in there. Pretty much all the way down to the point of his beak as well. Pushing that into the grey up there, just so it's not so stark again. Because the background's going to be black, I'd just like to highlight the edges of some of the darker beak, so it'll give it some standout glaring. Just sort of scratch it in along the edge there like so. Just across the top of his beak. Just something there. Just something so I've got it to make the top of his beak with a bit of a shine on it when the back. Now while I've still got the black going, I've got a bit of a mane or something going on here, so I want to get this sort of scratched in as well. I'm going to get it there, but later on, when I do the other colours, I will go over this again to make the sit over the other colours there. But I just want it there now like that. Down here I've got some clear medium retarder, okay? I'm just putting that in my brush because I need to blend these blues and red golds and yellows onto the canvas. So these areas here, I'm just brushing that clear medium retarder on there, not too thick, just enough to dampen our area here. Now we're going to start with the orangey. Well, first we'll start with the yellow because the yellow is its own colour. Now I'd like a mid-yellow here, so we're going to put this on. You can make this macaw the whatever colours you like. I'm doing it the colours roughly to the reference picture, and get a bit of red gold and come along these areas here. Now see what that retarder's done? Now you watch, I can blend those nice and soft. Twist them into there, bleed them into each other if you want. Give it that bleeding, merging look. Wipe your brush, do a bit more. Okay, now we'll get some red onto there, so I'll get that on. Pulling away from his face because it's going to have some dark shadow there. Bring it into the yellow there, and that'll create some orange. I'll just wipe the brush, grab a bit of yellow and dab on there because this is more of an orangey colour. Get my finger, wipe it up. Then I'll grab my small blending brush and we'll kind of blend those colours in as well. And if you're losing some, see, I feel like I'm losing a bit too much of my yellow there. I'll add it back. Get some orange in here. All right, getting some blue values in here now. I've got the phthalo blue, and I want to get some. Where are we? I'll get the darker colour in here first. Now this section here does not have that retarder in it. So see, this is still going to blend. Where if I had no retarder in it, that's drying up. It'll be hard to blend it. But before I get too carried away, I'm just going to paint the clear medium retarder over this so as I won't have a problem of it not blending. Alright. I've mixed up some white with the phthalo blue. And we want to come along about here and scallop some lighter tone colours in here. Coming down like so. Now see here where it's gone into the yellows and oranges. This has been retarded. I can blend, look at this. Merge it. Wipe your brush. Okay, getting this done up here. I want the blue to blend down into there. A little bit of contamination there, but that's all right. Now I want some just dark shadowy areas into that light blue. A little bit more. Just so we got that feathery overlapping look with some shadows. Now grab up some of your blue, your dark one, and get back over there if you've contaminated that like I've done there. It'll start creating a green, but that's all right because he's got some, wipe your brush, he's got some green in there. Now I'm picking up some of the red gold onto my filbert brush, and I want to sort of come back from here. I want this edge against his face sharp, and then just pull it back like so, just like that. All right, and then we're going to do it like that, you know, like, what do you call it? So that's why I want to come back with the black, sharpen that up, pushing it on there. Wipe your brush. We want to pick up some red. Just somewhere like that. Some yellows in there. Wipe your brush, pick up some more because it's wetting all the paints here. Now I'm going to grab my small blending brush, and we want to blend some of this as well into all these colours here, and that's why wipe your brush. It's important to wipe your brush. Don't blend the solid colour out of it all the way. Let it leave some of the solid colouredness there, okay? Just enough to sort of distort everything, and it looks artistic and yeah, the sort of bullshit you love in your paintings. All right, wipe your brush. Come up in there. I'm just sort of pushing it away from this area here, so the ends is all stabbing out into oblivion there. And I'm grabbing my blending brush again, tap, tap, twisting, tap, tap, twisting, just on and off the surface. Work out your blending, how you want to tease paints together, and when you know how to do it in the painting, you'll know how to execute it, okay? Okay, I'm just smartening up some of those yellows again. Got my little blending brush. Now I want to sort of tease some of this back again, putting those yellows back because we've lost a bit of them. That's what art's all about, just creating the movements and the look that you want on your canvas. I've put the the smallest touch of phthalo blue with the red, and I'm creating some shadows. This isn't in the actual reference picture, but it's something I feel I want there. So this is going to be some this is in it, but these bits are not. So I just want some shadows under different layers to create that bullshit effect that we always need to look for. Now just getting the darker blue and putting the values back into that area over this shadowy area here. Now we're just finishing off this wing here, so he's in this lighter colours. I'm virtually going to block it on with some bits of gaps everywhere. Okay, like so. Now I want to add some darker in there as well. Now I've added a little bit of burnt sienna with that pale green just to get some darker values in here. Grabbing my blending brush, my smaller one, and just sort of tease this on a downward feather-like stroke into the wings there. Now I'm going to tease a bit of white in there, just with on the edge of my brush, just to highlight some of those as well. And we've got some, and I want to just tease all this, sort of just give it a bit of artistic brush stroke marks in it, okay, just like that. Just sort of sitting it down what you've done. See the difference before I just blended that to now? It's just sort of gave a bit of difference. I can grab some of that darker colour and probably fix up some darker values in here as well that I've lost. See, it's just a matter of doing that. You need darks and lights to work together. Everybody knows that. Alright, now back to the black, what I was doing before. I want to sort of bring this over his neckline here, and it's going to sit over the coloured feathers back here into that shadow colour that I've put. Just stabbing it on because I want some of the grey underneath it as well. And it's just sort of coming down like that. Sort of like a scarf effect. He's wearing a scarf or something. Alright, now I'm just grabbing my flat chiseled brush and I'm going to start bringing the black background into this picture. I'm using this because it's nice and flat on the edge, and I can get the edges nice and tight. You want to work on your edges first. See what I mean about the highlight on his beak I did earlier? Come around. That way. You wouldn't want to put that on once the background's on, because you'll have a tedious time trying to work it and having it neat. This way it just sinks it back. So that's why I say look at your picture, work out what you want to do first, second and third and last procedures. See, but once this is all blocked in, you can see how that beak has a bit of highlight on it, okay? When blocking the top edge here, don't make it a nice smooth hard line. Where are we? Like, work it out and start stabbing it in so you've got a broken up scissored sword feathered edge there to make out that his feathers are soft and more realism, instead of doing a solid hard line. And then once you've got that sorted, then you can go crazy blocking it in. Okay, you could see, I'll zoom back a bit so you can have a look at what's happening. Just come around this side, so I'm virtually slicing my brush up and down, keeping a reasonably sharp edge, but in a way that I've got like a feathered edge. So it's sort of jigsawed, not jigsawed. So it's sort of a sawtooth. You know, we just got feathers there. See, I'm going in and around to the next one. Up, in, making those shapes for the feathers, for the outlining of the feathers. There we go. This is just black. The picture I'm referencing this from had a marbly coloured background, but to me it was too much interference with the colouring of the bird, so I opted for a black background. Okay, it's pretty much resembling a macaw, okay? Alright, I hope you enjoyed that acrylic exercise. We'll just put a frame on it and see how she looks. That looks alright, eh? Alright, until next time, I'll see you. Be sure to subscribe to the blooper link in the description below, okay? All the best to everybody. Goodbye, good luck, and good on ya.